up, it's Warchief, and welcome back to Starting a Track, start to finish. This is part 2. We're going to go over the intro, and I had a great time making this intro, and I'm going to go over pretty much every part and how I created each part, and I can't wait to show you guys. And yeah, so like the video, comment down below, and subscribe, and check out my Spotify. The link is down below. Let's get to it. We're in our project right here. I'm going to let you guys listen to it, and then we will break it down, and I'll show you what I did in this intro. Here we go. Okay, so that's the intro pretty much, and then it cuts off right here, and I did a little bit of the rise, and I did some of the drops. So anyways, let's get into it. First thing first, drums. Okay, when I did the drums, I pretty much went into Machine, and I have a drum template up, and I played them by hand, and then I would convert them into MIDI. Very important when I do this. This is my workflow. I will make a drum pattern in here, whatever, how many bars I want. Then I will right click right here in group MIDI batch setup to notes instead of channels, so it is all in one drum rack. So that's how I got these drums right here, and there's nothing special. These are drums are going to change. These are just the stock drums I put in this template, and I used, and this is what I got. So you can see that it's nothing special. Most of it's Tynan and Grave stuff. This clap though, I put this in afterwards, and I just put it in through the whole thing, so you can hear it throughout the whole thing. I'll solo the drums. Nothing too special. And then I wanted just the clap right here, but I wanted it to fade in. So what I did was I just had the clap section right here, the MIDI part, and then I just bounced it down to audio, and then I faded it in, and it sounds like this. Yep, nothing too crazy there. Okay, back to this, the 808 pattern. Okay, I made this 808 in the grid, and it has all my effects, special stuff I put on it. It's nothing too crazy here. You've seen this before if you've watched my videos. I'm not going to go over it. It's just a rack I've used. I have a low rack. The only difference from the low and the high is the end EQ. This is putting all the low end out, and then the mid is putting all the mid out in the EQ, and it's set to mono. And then this is the pattern I got. It took me about
a few moments later.
Then I got this 808 pattern. Yeah, it's pretty solid, pretty solid. Now to the fun stuff. This is really tricky, what I had right here. I have not really messed with that. This plugin I got is called Complete Control by Native Instruments. I didn't really mess with it, but I decided to mess with it this project. And there's this really, really cool, it's called Toys, or I forget what it's called. What is it called? Kinetic Treats. Okay, and it's just a bunch of toys, and you can make sounds with it. And I was just messing with this, and I came across this pretty cool sound, and I made this pattern with the M32. It's pretty dope. It's just a little melody. Yeah, it's like a little melody. I'll solo it for you and play it. Obviously, it's not doing anything. This is just to give the other synths some texture. Then we'll go down to here. I used, I believe, the complete control again, but I used the Razor plugin. If you don't know what that is, it came out quite a few years ago, and it is pretty good. It's like synth plugin. It's a native instruments plugin also, and I just used a preset here, and I really like this. This is with the effects though, so I'll play it. Nothing too crazy. It has a EQ, OTT, and the freak. The freak's what giving it that whoa 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 sound. If you turn off the freak, it's just. But the freak, it has this what is it called? I forget what it's called. It's on oscillator, and then you just turn the freaking. Actually, this is on standard. I just put the plugin in, and it did everything itself. I did not mess with it. That's pretty crazy. I did not notice I did that. But yeah, that's what's giving it that do 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 do. And then I bounced it down, and I have a audio version of that. It's a little different. I turned the freak off, and this is what it sounds like. And I reversed it. I put this in, bounced it down, then I reversed it, and it sounds like that. And then together, they sound pretty cool. You know, I'm just trying to get a lot of nice sounds and textures out. It's all about sample selection or preset selection, whatever you use, preset samples, either or. It's really cool. Okay, the first thing with this melody is I made this first, and I didn't really like it. I was like, I don't know, it just doesn't sound right. And I use complete control, no EQ. I have not messed with this at all. This is just a placeholder melody, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. So, yeah, that's what that's what this is. So, let's listen to it. And I was like, man, I feel like I could make something more simpler. That sounds a little too crazy sounding, like, for this song. It's not like crazy and like, oh, wow, it's crazy and like, I don't think it makes sense crazy. So let's listen to this other one I made. This one I made in the Launchpad Pro. I switched out my controllers from the machine, and I was getting tired of using the M32, and I was like, yeah, the Launchpad Pro has the scale mode, so I'll just put in the F minor scale and go to town and see what we get, and this is what I got. And then I did not know this would happen. I did not know that they would complement each other. So when you play them together, it sounds pretty neat, actually. That was a total mistake. It did not mean to do that, and it is a good mistake, and I think I'm going to keep it like that. We'll do a little bit more EQ and processing on those. Those were just placeholders. I didn't know how I felt about both of them, actually, but I like them together. So, going on. Okay, we're going on to our effects. You know, you have to have those and stuff like that. So, we have a little impact right here. So the cool thing about this impact right here is that, okay, when it hits the reversed part, well, the normal part, this part's reversed. This is the same sample, just reversed, so it's going up and then down. So when it goes down, the EQ actually takes out all the low end. That's the only automation there. And then there's reverb on the first one, and then the reverb gets turned off when it goes in, and then all the low end is cut off, so the sub right here can hit. So when you listen to it together, you get kind of a raspy, distorted 808, but it's the impact what's doing it. So I'll play it real fast. It's pretty cool technique I learned a while ago. I use it a lot. It helps with impacts and trying to get like theatrical feel, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I have this going into the riser. We can't talk about the riser, but we can talk about this part right here. It's just a little swoosh going into the rise. And that's about it. And then I have this vocal. Okay. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this vocal. It sounds cool. I put a New York compressor on the vocal, EQ'd it a little, took down all the low end, put OTT, some reverb, a comb filter, put the freak on it. I used a preset in the freak. It's called radio broadcast, the peak limiter, and then another EQ to just shape it more. Okay, so this is what we got with this one. And then the second vocal right here is just the dry vocal, and the low end and high end's cut off, so I'll let you listen to that too. Understand. And that's pretty much the intro, and that's all I really did. I haven't really processed these plucky melodies yet, and it just sounds cool. This part especially sounds cool together. If you just solo this part, we'll play this. It's just starting to sound pretty awesome. I feel like this is going to turn out to be a really cool track, and I have my sidechain right there. If you don't know how I sidechain, I just use the hi-hats with the ghost chain, and it's a dynamics, and I use the ghost chain, the pre of the ghost chain, for my sidechains. There you go. If you did not know, now you do. So we'll give it one more listen, and yeah. And there is no mixing yet. I mixed a little, the vocals a little, and I mixed the synths a little bit. That's about it. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment down below, tell me what you think about this intro so far. Did I teach you something you didn't know? I'm just going over everything I do, I guess, in a project, figuring out the melodies and 808s and stuff like that. And I am really liking this intro right here. I cannot wait till the next episode is going to be about the rise, and then so on. After that, it'll be about the drop, and then that'll pretty much be it, because all you need is an intro, a rise, and a drop, and then you can copy and paste that. But we'll see what happens. Check me out on Spotify. It's Warchief. You can see me in this shirt on my profile picture, and I can't wait to make more videos. Thank you guys. Peace.